Hello, testing. Greetings. How are we, ladies and gents? At this moment, probably just gentlemen. Hopefully you're all well. Tom will not be joining us tonight. He is not feeling too great, so it's just me. Fun times. What hobby are people working on tonight? I am very good, thank you. Thank you, Jack. I've got a new monitor for this PC, so it's a little bit bigger than the old one, and it's currently covered in little dots. So I'm trying to clear this off. So that's why it's wiggling a bit. So, there we are. And it's not far off the Apocalypse game. So I have been preparing my forces. I've been getting the super heavies ready. As you can tell, the cabinet's looking a bit clearer. A lot of it has disappeared. It's over there. You see that? Some of the Titanic units. What hobby are you going to be working on tonight, Jack? And hello, hide under Phil. Do. Definitely Knights on the table. Oh, very nice. How far along are your Deathwing Knights? And Jack's got some AOS One Fantasy Battle Empire guys. Oh, what Empire guys have you got? I played Empire for a bit in Fantasy. I haven't played Sigma, and I played Stirland. So if you don't know about the lore of the Empire, Stirland, where the poor, the very poverty-ridden region of the Empire. So I kind of themed it. There was no black powder, which is quite hard when a lot of people you're playing are like Chaos Knights. You're going to get hammered quite badly. Tonight, I may work on some cherubs for my sisters. I've had them here for a bit. I haven't really done anything with them. Come here, cherubs. Greetings. Anyone else is tuning in at the moment? Is all the cherubs? Oh, there's another one. So, Jack, are you more of an AOS guy or more of a Sigma guy? Where does your heart tell you to go? And also, I've got myself this pretty book in time for the Apocalypse game. So Chaos Demons will be making an appearance. One base later tonight. Also have some Prussian opponents to keep things interesting. Oh, very cool. Well, where do you get the Prussians from? Hello, Andy. Welcome. At the moment, handgunners painting them. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. AOS over fantasy. I haven't played any AOS, so I can't really say. I did love fantasy, but time to move on. Andy, what hobby are you working on tonight, my friend? I am currently working on some cyber cherubs. Good evening, Dave. Very nice to see you here. And how is Dave this evening? Oh, the Warlord Epic set. Oh, brilliant. That's good. Nice. Have you played any of the Epic stuff yet? Bring up Curse City Zombies. Oh, cool. Oh, brilliant. That should be good fun. Yeah, they do look very nice, actually, the Curse City Zombies. I do like them. Very nice models. One of good Apocalypse. Oh, very cool. That should be good. Looking forward to seeing the old Thunderwolves. Contrast line, it's going to be very handy for those guys. Yeah, I'm sure they do, Andy. So mentioning the Apocalypse game, I have got the new Demon Codex. I am loving Blood Crushers in the new Codex. That's what I was going to do tonight. I was going to find the Herald on a Juggernaut. Maybe I can find him later. Hello, Vanguard. How goes my favourite traitor? Very well, thank you. However, tonight I am painting cherubs. So, yeah, it's all good stuff. Looking forward to Pocket Games. Seems like forever since the last one. I know, Jack. It really does seem like forever. I've definitely missed Apocalypse. Looking forward to getting this one involved. This is going to be one of our big ones as well. And I think it's quite nice as well that with actually every faction now in this Apocalypse game has got a 9th edition codex. This was one of the problems we were kind of facing for a long time, that we were going to have a faction, like for instance, Chaos Space Marines didn't have their codex when we originally planned it. So we postponed it a bit more. And we were going to have a demon contingent, and we weren't overly bothered if we got the codex of the demons, because we're like, look, they're just a side thought. They're more adding a bit of fluff in there. But like I said, got the codex. So there's some really good stuff in here. Looking forward to running as you guys know, it's all about corn for me. So I've got a massive corn contingent. The only negative I've got about the codex is that it's limited to bloodletter squads to 10. So, that's not great. But then, hey, I can see why they've done it. I see why they've limited those squads. So it's going to be really good fun. Really looking forward to it. Scarbrand is a beast. So that's going to be amazing. But do you use a 40k app? Yes, I am using a 40k app. I updated it yesterday. I'm going to plug my phone in, give it a charge. Because I got the codex and it needed an update, so I've updated it. And so I'm using that at the moment to make a little demon list together. Why is that? Any particular reason? We haven't played and Highland. I haven't played yet. Painting my first army. Then love to have some players in areas. I can't wait to play. What area are you in, Highland? Probably the Highlands. That makes sense. Dave, you looking forward to taking part in your first big 40k Apocalypse game? Honestly, it's very exciting. If you guys haven't played a big scale game of 40k, you're missing out. It's going to be absolutely epic. So in the background, you can almost see a silhouette of some of the Titanic units on the Chaos side that will be coming. Because the Chaos faction, both sides, that's 40,000 points altogether on this battlefield that we're sorting out. And 10,000 points of that, so a quarter, is on Titanic units. Anything else is going to be smaller stuff, tanks, infantry, walkers. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so pumped for this. Andy, you must be getting that very nice Terminator. Yes, I will be getting that very nice Terminator, Andy. Yeah. I like it. I love it because it's based on the artwork. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Not sure how I'm going to paint it yet, so I'll keep that on the side for now. Vanguard, the new Terminator model does nothing for me, sadly. Well, that is a shame. Like I said, it's a beautiful model. The artwork is legendary. I really appreciate that. You know, they've converted it across. Awesome stuff. However, I don't know how it's going to fit in with World Eaters coming forward. Can I turn it into Wordbearer Terminator? Maybe. Dave Holland, yes, everybody, looking forward to seeing all the models on the table. Can't wait. Yeah, they're absolutely epic stuff. I'm pretty sure we got some nice pictures of the previous Apocalypse games on our Instagram and probably on our Facebook as well. Obviously, the battle reports are up on the channel. Go and check them out because it's just epic. It's like the 40k artwork comes to life. It's just awesome stuff. And what's good about those photos is they're never kind of set up. It's just how the game's going. So there's lots of opportunities for lots of nice photos. Oh, the other one person. Yeah, so the other one is the sorceress or sorcerer. I'm not really sure. I think it's a woman. And that is a cool model. I love all the familiars. I mean, they're both nice models. That's the thing. Even with the last lot, with the Orc Warlord for AOS and the Vindigo Assassin, they're both really nice models. And I think these models are more for, not necessarily for playing in game, but more like a nice centerpiece maybe, or a hobby bit to do. Yes, unfortunately, Tom will not be here tonight. He's feeling a bit under the weather. So now that's going to be revealed. What are people's thoughts on all the Votan models? Yeah. So what are people's thoughts on the old squats? People pro or against the old squatty watts? I quite like them, to be honest. I think they're quite cool. They've got some nice bits in there. Nice selection of things. I don't think I'll personally be collecting them, but I do really like the models. I think they've got some cool little flavors going on in the, especially with like the bikers. They look more like outriders. I quite like the look of them. And the Psyker that's on the stones, that is a brilliant model. I can actually just get that model just to paint. I think he's a really cool model. What are people's thoughts that brand new faction are getting a codex before guard? Hey, let's throw that one out there. Because I know there's some nice guard players out there. I'm personally super excited for them. Going to be collecting them for the Drop Zone TV Hobby Apocalypse. Going to be Trans Vibrant Alliance. Oh, cool. Very nice. Yeah. I can't wait to see Space Wolves, favorite faction, fancy dwarves. Can't wait to get them Space Slaves. There is going to be. They just look cool, don't they? I don't think anyone argues. I don't know. Is anyone be arguing saying they don't look cool? I think they look cool. Can't be arcade by 1,000 flashlights. Yeah, it's true, Pete. I was kind of really hoping though they'd get their codex before a new faction. Especially for, I'm a guard player. I'm not a hardcore guard player like some of the people out there. But it is kind of like, oh, right, can we just have a codex and then we can add this new faction in? But, you know, it is what it is. I want to collect Steel Legion, but I want some plastic troops and then it's like, yeah. Yeah, Steel Legion is so cool. I personally would have preferred Steel Legion to Deathcore. That's my controversial statement tonight. Because I love Steel Legion. They've got such a brilliant look. I know it's very similar to Deathcore, but I don't know. I just like those jackets more than Deathcore. Guard Codex 1 month later, 10th edition released. Yes. It's not a bad thing necessarily, Andy, that they're right at the end. Because you do start to see what 10th edition is going to have over some of the earlier 9th edition codexes. Baby cherub toes. Let's paint them up. Started playing. Yeah, that was a good book, Peter, actually. The Third War of Armageddon book. When you had, what factions? They had Orcs, Steel Legion, Salamanders, Black Templars. Is that all of them that are in the Codex? Because at the time, I was playing Orcs, and you had the rules in the third edition, the Third War of Armageddon book, to have the gun wagons, and I made up 3 gun wagons. I thought they were the best thing ever. I just loved Orcs back in the day, just kit bash everything. I mean, you still do that if you want. Where the bus? I don't know. I'm not sure. Orc Hunters, yeah. Well, the Orc Hunters kind of fell in with the Catachan Codex, which I've done a review for on the channel, the Catachan Codex. It's quite an interesting codex. There's a lot of good stuff in that codex. What other hobby are people doing on? Peter, are you doing hobby tonight? $500 Orc vs. Tower game this evening and found my mojo for Orcs again. Beast Snaggers are great fun, even though they die in droves. Oh, was that against your son, Andy? Is he a hard opponent, especially with Tau? First time he was. Oh, yeah. Nice. You'll be a fair game, Mickey. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, the problem with the Jungle Fighters, and I'm not sure if any of you are aware, are the plastic models are not great compared to other plastic kits and the metal kits. I think, I don't know if anyone remembers, but basically I purged my cupboards of grey. I think the one thing I did save was a platoon of Catachan Jungle Fighters. And a lot of them are still the plastic ones, but kind of mixed in are the metal ones. And I've got, what metal ones have I got here? Oh, I've got the classic Captain. So I've got the old fist up in the air guy, who sits on my paint station. yeah, so I kept them because I love those models. So I think the first White Dwarf I ever got, they had just released the metal Kazachan Jungle Fighters and the plastic World Eaters, the plastic kind of Berserker kits. Yeah, they were cool models. I've got a soft spot for them. Yeah, Andy, that's not great. So right, this is a question. Would you guys want, if they don't already, would you like your partners to be playing the hobby as well? What are your thoughts on that? 97 might have been about 97. Yeah, it was definitely yeah, late 90s. I've been before that. Maybe it was before that. You would kill your fiance to collect 40k. What's other people's thoughts on that? Ooh, don't know what that was on. Andy, you seem reasonably sensible. What are your thoughts on your wife? Yeah. Well, skirmish games maybe. I think definitely with COVID, when no one could see anyone. About my wife. So my wife, she hasn't got that much of an interest in the hobby. I've kind of thought about it a couple of times, like my kids maybe at some point. I think my eldest might want to roll some dice at some point. And I think one of the great things about the hobby is there's a lot of benefits to it. You know, your reading skills improve. Definitely your maths improves as well. As well as other, your social skills, I think, develop as well. So I think it's a great hobby for kids. I think if my wife got into it, and let's say she loved it as much as I did, or maybe a little bit less, it's not, nothing would get done at all. That'd be the negative. But when it came to like lockdown, I had the kill team mats. I would have quite happily have played a game with, on the dining table and just kind of rolled some dice and, had a couple of factions going. You done a painting session with the kids yet? No. Well, no. Hang on, Peter. Look, wait here. So I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm going to turn my camera slightly. So that is the cabinet. That's all the displays here. And then you see this bit over here. This is my parenting display. Let me just get one thing. Because I am proud of this. Proud father moment. One second. Camera's got a bit wonky, hasn't it? There we go. Mess with the camera. There you go. That is a painting from my daughter, and that is using Citadel paints. So that in itself is probably worth about £30 because she was just sitting up here, and I'm quite proud of that. So that's pinned up on my board. But at some point, I think she would quite like to paint some models. So it'd be quite cool actually. Spend a bit of time to do some model painting. I just agree with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I honestly, I think the hobby in some ways is it can be all consuming. Like I'm sure we're all guilty of it, where we kind of block out reality and just enjoy the hobby. but it is good for you. I think sometimes you need a bit of escapism in this world, and it doesn't have to involve looking at a computer screen. Although you are all looking at a computer screen or a tablet or your TV, I don't know. No, so I'm looking for a job. Yeah, I think the thing is you can pop into a hobby shop, for instance, and pick up some Marines. I think I've thought about this a little bit, so I have thought about involving my eldest in rolling some dice. She's still quite young, and I'm thinking possibly something like AOS would be a bit better than 40k. I think you might enjoy AOS more than 40k. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? If you have a young child, is 40k something a bit better, or is AOS a bit more welcoming? I don't know. Maybe Blood Bowl. Very rewarding, spending lots of time with your son, with shared interests. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. My eldest is quite interested. My youngest is like, she's got like hands like the grip, like the Hulk snaps things. I'm like, that just took me ages. I don't know why you've done that. Like I made a executioner just snap the axe in half. That makes me cry. Yeah, exactly, Peter. That's kind of my way of thinking of it. Like you don't have to go in depth with the rules. It's more kind of just having fun and rolling some dice and making your own rules up. But yeah, I don't know which is better. But yeah, it's much easier. Big fun models. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know which one I'm going to go with. We'll see. AOS. Be quite nice to learn another rule system. And apparently it's not that hard to learn. Warcry is pretty simple. Maybe Warcry then. I have to give it a go. I might pop over, Andy, and have a little demo game with you if that's okay. Which was I doing? Horus Heresy. Oh my goodness. Be fascinating, Peter. What do you think your kids would play? What legion? Would be great. So, I will see if I'm free, Andy. I'd quite like to pop down and check out your man cave, and B, just have a look at a bit of Warcry and see what that's all about. That would be good. Yeah, so tonight I'm painting these cherubs because I spent a lot of time painting a Chaos Knight for the Apocalypse game, which hopefully you've all seen now. The night that is the Apocalypse game is still a week and a bit away. That's good. I love it. I think mine would be probably Blood Angels on my youngest would be World Eaters. 100% World Eaters. No, don't do that. Go and see the Knight. Where is he? Let me go grab him. Show you guys. Yeah, and red. Everything's got to be red. That's my Knight. Really. So here he is. He's looking pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy in action. So this guy had been sitting on my paint station since I can't even remember when. But he's been on the paint station just watching for a long time, and it was quite nice to actually get some paint on him. The color of betrayal, the color of darkness. So yeah, I'm happy to get him done, and he's turned out pretty well actually. So yeah, very happy with him. We'll see if we can kill out some space wolves in the apocalypse game. Right, let's do some wings maybe. With some greys. Okay. My wolf has to have his number, buddy. Don't you worry. Oh, do they now? See how well your wolf can do in the apocalypse game. It's a big old battlefield and lots of targets there, mate. I'm pretty sure some Thousand Suns might have your name. Ray. Oh man, those helms. What's going on there? The Red Harvest set. Okay. What's that? Let me Google that. Red Harvest. So I'm just looking at the Red Harvest set. We're getting that one. Oh, is this one? Is it? Oh, very nice. Oh, the cool terrain. Spidery people. Oh, very cool. I mean, the models are nice, aren't they? I'll have a proper look at some of them. I feel that's a problem. And Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. I quite like that one. Oh, one's got an eyeball. One's, oh my goodness. Nice. Yeah, better practicing some skin tone, eh? Anyone watched anything good on TV recently? I have watched some of the Lord of the Rings stuff on Amazon. Anyone else watch that yet? House of Dragon and Rings of Power. Okay, I haven't watched House of Dragon. I watched Rings of Power. What do you prefer, Dave? I've obviously watched one. Which one is the better, House of Dragon or Rings of Power? Lenny Henry's in it. Lenny Henry is in it. I tell you what, on a slightly side note, at my old workplace, Lenny Henry was our safety word. It was our safe word. If we got too carried away with what we were saying and we wanted to bring it back in, you would say Lenny Henry, and you'd go, right, we've gone too far. Let's bring it back, because no one ever talks about Lenny Henry. So it would be the obvious one. House of Dragon you prefer so far? Okay, that's good. Got Matt Smith in it, hasn't it? So I'm currently putting some administratum grey on the wings of my little cherubs. Probably going to need a couple of coats. Not particularly thick. Yeah, Lenny Henry's getting it actually. I've quite enjoyed the thingy of the rings. A Rings of Power. It's quite good. What about She-Hulk? Is anybody watching She-Hulk? Attorney at Law. Anyone? Am I the only one that's watched it? Maybe I am. It's all very depressing if I am. Apparently I am. So, is anyone actually going to be playing the Volton? No, She-Hulk. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out at the moment, to be honest. So it's quite hard to kind of sit down and go through it all. There we go, some more wings. So I'm going with a light grey, slightly off-white for the wings for the cherubs. So like I said, I've painted too much red lately. Need to move on. Yeah, I think the Volton guys have got some Volton. I think they've got some cool models. I really like the models. I think, I look forward to seeing them on the battlefield. I think it's going to add a bit more flavour, which would be good. And then we'll see how good they actually are. Obviously, there's rumours they are pretty amazing, but they normally are. They've got to sell those models, and then out comes an FAQ. Enjoyed your last battle, your live battle last week. Have you bought new dice yet? That they were bad. They were bad dice last week, weren't they? It's just diabolical, Andy. I don't even know why I'm interested in this hobby. My dice are terrible. Like anyone, like you've seen it firsthand. Dave's seen it many a time. My dice roll can be absolutely diabolical. So yeah, I don't know why I do it. What I actually take into account a lot, and I think maybe it is worth talking about sometimes, how I can negate having dice rolls. So things like flavors automatically hit. Cool. Maybe I'll play salamanders. It's just typical. It's just jokes aside, it gets quite depressing sometimes when you want to actually, we actually need something to go off, and you know full well it's not going to go off. It's just sad. It's not going to. Yeah, I do keep coming back. I can't look how invested I am in this. This is unbelievable. I've got no choice, Andy. Keeps dragging me back. Yeah. So has anyone listened or read any good Black Library stuff lately? I've downloaded the Huron Blackheart audiobook and obviously the new Siege of Terror one. The Huron one's quite good because you get a nice insight into the Red Corsairs. But it's one of those ones where maybe it hasn't transitioned particularly well, in my opinion, to an audiobook. But I am looking forward to getting to the Siege of Terror. Because we're heading towards the end game, people. It's time for the Golden Throne soon. Yes. Yeah, they've just made it audible. So it's out there for you. Yeah, I was lucky to have 2 credits spare, and I got the Huron Blackheart one. I was keeping the other one just in case the Siege one did drop, and it did. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in that. And now, so my new workplace, I've got been given some nice Bluetooth headphones. So I've connected into my phone, and at some point I'm going to be listening in, hopefully, to some nice audio goodness. But the Siege stuff is brilliant. So I'd re-listened to all of the Siege stuff again. So what's the one before? What's the one with the Khan and Mortarion? Which one was that, guys? I cannot remember. No, not Solar War. Solar War was the first one. Solar War was when they first come in. Solar War, I love, absolutely love that because it's just so epic in so many ways. I love Solar War. Anyone else think what the last Siege one was called? Yeah, I think Solar War kind of ends Warhawk. Thank you. I think that's right. I think Warhawk is right. Sounds great. Yeah, so Warhawk, I've just finished listening to again, and it's just so good. All of them are so nice. I think I must have missed one though, because there's definitely the one when Porter Arbo and Dawn kind of face off on top of this landing platform. I can't remember which one that is, but I think I missed that one. Saturnine. It's not Saturnine. Saturnine was Abaddon trying to tunnel into the Emperor's palace and getting ambushed, and basically the Just Terran are all going to rip to shreds, as well as the Mournable. That's quite a cool one. Yeah, because I think in that one, yeah, Abaddon's kind of like ready to finally die, and he's just like ripping apart the defenders. Like he's the last man standing. He's just like, "Bam, you're gone. Bam, you're gone." Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's the poor Black Legion. God bless them. But yeah, the Black Legion basically. Oh, sorry, the Sons of Horus are kind of like tunneling up or teleporting in, and the Imperial Defenders. If you haven't, this is kind of a spoiler. Sorry, maybe you should have said that before. Whoops. Are kind of coordinating defenders to certain zones. They're like, oh, they're coming in here, and so they're like, "Ah, we're out of our drill," and then they just get blown apart. Maybe I do my own audio adaptation of these. Oh, we're out of our drill. Boom, 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 boom. That's some good stuff, anyway. What's everyone's favourite Siege of Terror moment so far, then? Anyone got a favourite bit? There's so many good stuff in it. There's some key moments. I think so far a lot of mine are heavily involving the White Scars, because the White Scars have had some really nice moments. Like the Blood Angels have been quite well defending the battlements and kind of reinforcing there and coming in and doing their stuff. But the White Scars have had some epic charges so far. Yeah, there you go, right there. Khan speeding towards Death Guard siege engines. Yeah, exactly. Some brilliant moments. What other good moments have we got, people? Dawn decides that can't do wheels. Just mess with it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing as well. That Dawn, I think we all knew it was going to happen, but he's come into his own in this series. Because I think in the other Horus Heresy ones, he's just kind of there doing the odd bits here and there. You kind of see a little interaction, but generally you don't get that much. But in this, he's just such a key figure. It's absolutely just owns the whole series so far. Like the other brothers are there, but it's just all about Dawn, which is just brilliant. Don't tell Tom, because I know Tom would quite like it that I enjoyed this bit. But when you got Sigismund, just doing what Sigismund does when he goes up against Fulgrim, it's just absolutely brilliant. And when he's like, I think he's like back to back with Dawn, and like the Emperor's Children champions are like surrounding them, and they're just like, boom, boom, boom. It's brilliant. I don't like the bit where Sigismund does stuff to my boy Khan. I do not enjoy that. That's very sad. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully, somebody's backspacing now, deleting that comment you were going to make about Sigismund and Khan. It's not what we want. Any other key moments? And maybe some guys haven't read it yet. I know, Dave, you've not really got into the Siege of Terror, have you? I was kind of hoping for more little sneaky Alpha Legion stuff going on. Nice, the Night Lords have kind of been there, and a handful of Word Bearers. We'll see what happens in the next one. So earlier I was looking at the Winds of Chaos in the Chaos Demon Codex. And there's some cool stuff. I quite like the idea how it works. No, not into that part of the lore. No, that's cool. Are people familiar how the Winds of Chaos work now? The build up to that part was great. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Mortis is all right, but I don't think Mortis. I think Mortis is more the weaker link out of the ones that we've had. It's got some good bits, but I'm never really overly interested in the Titan stuff, to be honest. Yeah, maybe not. A chance to try out the new codex yet? No, I haven't, Andy. No, I haven't had. I only got this yesterday. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But I've had a good read of it so far, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm kind of trying to see what we can use in the Apocalypse game at the moment. It'd be quite nice to run them out and kind of see what works, what doesn't work. But as a fully rounded army of mine, I don't know how well it would do, to be honest. I've got a couple of great demons, core, I've got demon prince, probably got just over a dozen skull crushers, maybe I'd say close to 100 bloodletters. I've got a skull cannon. I've got a couple more skull cannons that I want to paint up at some point, but they're really time consuming, actually, skull cannons. I don't know why. But yeah, the Winds of Chaos got some really cool stuff in there, especially for the Khorne stuff, and the Undivided stuff is quite good as well. I haven't really looked at the others because I've got a tiny contingent of Tzeentch demons, and I haven't got any others. I'm sure Tom's looking at the Nurgle stuff as well, because Tom's got quite a nice little force developing for his demons. So it'd be quite interesting to see what he's going to bring to the table. However, in this Apocalypse game, he won't be able to bring any demons to the table. He's a follower of the False Emperor, so no demons for him. Yeah. Well, I think the Great Unclean one and the Nurgle stuff, I've seen, it's pretty nice actually. And I kind of looked at some of the Tzeentch stuff that I do have, and they're quite nice as well. To be honest, they've got some cool little bits, but my focus isn't really on Tzeentch at the moment. It's more Khorne because I've got so much of it. Although I have enjoyed painting Tzeentch stuff, it's a bit different than red. I mean, so much red, Andy. Has anyone had a chance to play the codex themselves? Let's do a bit of... Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to rocking out Scarbrand. I think it's going to be quite fun. Although, like I said, because he's a named demon, he's only got so much you can do with him. I think the other general greater demons you can do more bits with, but make him a little bit more survivable. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tom is currently working quite heavily on the Apocalypse board. So we've got a nice custom battlefield coming up, which is going to hopefully look pretty spectacular. I know we've spent a lot of time so far doing it, so I'm looking forward to rolling some dice on there. Talking about boards, Andy, I was contemplating doing a small project on a 40k kill team board. Possibly, if it could work for something like Warcry, I don't know, but yeah, I'm tempted to try a small scale board. Got a couple of ideas that I want to try, and hopefully it could work on other things. For instance, I quite like doing the base for the Titan. That was a lot of fun. So I've got the taste to try another little, scale it up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Okay, my friends, I am going to call it there. Thank you very much for keeping me company tonight. And I will see you all soon. Andy, yep, I completely agree. And I've got some plans for that. So we will see if I get some time after the Apocalypse game, which hopefully I will. And I will see you all soon. Thank you very much for joining in. And remember, there's a big game coming up soon. And yeah, take care. It's Dom from Black Studios. Toodaloo.